Hey guys, it's me, Zach Black. I've made a video for a while, been kind of busy, but I'm gonna start making more videos. This video is gonna be a little different than the norm. Um, I typically don't air my dirty laundry, and I kind of think it's low class, but for those reasons, I'm not gonna mention anybody's names. Um, there's a handful of people, and I'm saying a handful, you can probably count in one hand, that actually will know who I'm talking about. But the names and privacies will all be kept on the down low. Well, I met this chick off Facebook, and she called me and said, hey, I'm interested in Satanism. I see you live in San Diego. I live close to San Diego. Can I come and talk to you? I said, sure. And I went to a coffee shop to meet up with her. And I had taken my tattoo artist, which is a great tattoo artist, which I'm not going to mention his name, but yeah, this is what. Okay, there's this, which is fucking awesome sauce, and then there's this, which is why you don't have a falling out with your tattoo artist. Okay, at least before the work is done. Anyway, all jokes aside, I'm not going to mention his name either. I respect him as an artist very much because he is awesome. As a friend, well, I'll get into that later. Um, well, I took him with me to this coffee shop, right? Because I was like, hey, there's this chick coming down. And she wasn't um, like expressing a personal interest in me, so to speak. Um, her questions are more about Satanism. Um, well, my friend and I, there was this liquor store across the street, and it was kind of a last minute thing. So I was kind of drunk, right? And well, by the time we bought these little shots at do I have them to show you? No, I do not. I bought these little shots. Anyway, I got fucked up. I was drunk. There's no doubt about it. And I was like falling asleep in my chair, like, like sliding down, doing the drunk thing. So I realized, like, I had to myself, like, this woman has an interest in Satanism. And I'm too fucked up to fucking articulate anything really rationally. So I left. I politely excused myself and I said, fucking drunk. I'm just going to call Uber and jam back home. And her name, I don't know. Let's just call her Crazy. Okay. Because it's appropriate. We'll just call her Crazy. So Crazy, I'll talk to you later. I'm going home. And my friend, my buddy, my tattoo artist, I he didn't really care. He knew he was drinking too. Anyway, I went home. Well, within an hour, Crazy ended up fucking him in the backseat of her car. And, although we weren't together by any means at that point, this went on for like a week. Um, my friend had a girlfriend who he lived with and operates a business with that he's been doing. Well, I don't know about the business, but from what I remember him telling me, at least 10 years. I think it's closer to 12. So, hey, that's his business, right? His relationship with his girlfriend, his business. That's practically his fucking wife. Well, I didn't know that Crazy and my friend were fucking each other. My friend continued to be my friend, but just omitted the fact that he was fucking this chick that he knew I was interested in. And this chick omitted the fact that she was fucking what at the time was my best friend. And it all kind of boiled over when we all went out together, like within a week of the time we all met. Or we met her anyway. I had known him for many months. And I kissed her at a bar right in front of him. and I could tell by her body language, like that made her uncomfortable. And I knew that it wasn't like it's uncomfortable because I'm not attracted to you. I knew it had something to do with him. And I didn't say anything because I needed time to formulate my thoughts. I just walked outside. I said, I'm going to go outside and have a cigarette. So I went outside. I smoked a cigarette. And, well, these two fuckers, slimy fucking pieces of shit, ran out the back door together and left me wondering where they were at a busy bar, a Saturday night or a weekend or a busy night, whatever. Who knows what it is? I don't split the hairs. It was a fucking night. But so what do? They take off and they leave me. Nobody calls me. I call them. Nobody's answering their phones. I'm just like, fuck. So leave me out there. One of them had given me a ride. So I'm just like stuck. Luckily, I had some cash. So I just taxied it home. And that's when I asked him, and because I was calling her and she wasn't answering, I asked him, I said, dude, is there something going on? And he said, man, that's kind of awkward, but yeah, we're seeing each other. I said, dude, why didn't you just tell me that, you know? And then it was like, okay, fuck her. And here's where it gets really crazy is then she started to see, she called me and actually, no, what I did is I brought her flowers to work and I told her, I said, hey, I know you're seeing what's his face and here's some flowers. You know, no hard feelings, blah, blah, blah. And then she goes, you know, I wanted to see you, but I didn't think you liked me because you like left. And I explained to her, I said, look, I was drunk. I didn't want your first impression of a Satanist to be this fall down drunk guy, which I was. So I wanted to see you on better terms. I just didn't know that you'd be fucking my, you know, at the time, my best friend in your car after meeting him for like an hour, maybe two at the most. And she's like, that's not what I wanted. I like you, blah, blah, blah. And then I foolishly went back to her. All right. I foolishly went back and I took her in and she stayed with me for like a week. You know, of course, we were intimate, that she basically slept here at my house with me for like a solid week. Told me that, you know, she thought I was the greatest shit in the world. You know, basically gave me every indication that she liked me, and I believed her. And then one day, you know, she had to eventually go home, and she went home, and then I get this phone, I call her, and I'm like, hey, when can I see you? Can I bring you some lunch or something? I don't remember exactly what I said, but it was something that I felt. And she's like, you know, I'm just not in a position to like see anybody right now. I was like, okay, whatever. I just wrote her off. Okay, just another crazy bitch. I wish I would have left it at that. Because that following week, she went right back to him and started seeing him. Well, I found out about this. And then she came back to me for another week. And she said that she was confused, blah, 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 made up some bullshit, you know, just fucking running her mouth. And, God, this was so long ago. This is like literally almost a year ago. It's like 10 months ago. Then she ends up going back to him. And then at that point, I was like emotionally pissed. Like, okay, this is fucked. Like, you're playing us both. You're fucking my best friend and me at the same time, off and on for a week. This is fucked. So I called his girlfriend, who not only does he work with and owns a business with, but that he lives with and has been living with for at least 10 years. And I said, hey, this is what's going on. Why don't you follow him outside and see for yourself? And she did. and they were in the car together. I so wish I could have, like, this would have been a better YouTube video. I wish I could have just, like, filmed it. But she busted him, and she went up to the car, banged on the door, and was like, this guy is a fucking lying piece of shit, blah, blah, blah. This is how he behaves, this is what he's done, blah, blah, blah. I don't know the exact details. I was told them, but that was a long time ago. I forget. And so then she calls me crying at like 2 o'clock in the morning and be like, you were so right about him. Because she gave him the ultimatum, like, you either get out of the car and come home with me or it's over. And he got out of the car and went with her. And he said something stupid like, why can't I love you both? Hey, you know what? And I don't mean to knock my friend because he's probably going to see this video. His intimacy issues is his deal, and I'm cool with that, just so long as it's not with a girl that I thought I was with. And as a man, you should have been more forthcoming. She called me and cried and begged me to come back and this and that, and then I met up with him and I told him, I said, you know, we can't be friends anymore. I bought him a couple glasses of wine at the bar. I had a couple beers and I just said, hey, you know, we can't be friends anymore, man. You betrayed my trust. And he said, you're right, I did. And I can't be trusted by women, even my friends' women. He's like, I know. And he said, I'm a sociopath. I said, okay. And that was pretty, I think I saw him one last time because he had some valuables of mine that he returned. Anyway, so I'm with it. Then she comes back to me, and stupidly I take her back, right? And basically, we were cool for like several months. And I told her, like, you can never talk to this man again. I'm not going to tell you who you can or not be friends with, but this one particular guy, and for good reason, I think you shouldn't talk to if you're going to be with me. I never put any restrictions on her. I never questioned her about her Facebook friends, anything like that. You know, just the one guy that was my best friend that you were fucking off and on back and forth between him and I for a month, that you lied to me about, you cheated on me with. They don't think that's unreasonable, you know? But she was cool for a few months, to my knowledge. And again, this is to my knowledge. I'm telling you what I know is a fact. I'm sure there's a lot more that I don't know. It kind of goes without saying, right? When you're dealing with liars and fucking cheaters. Yeah. Okay. Well, she ends up out of the blue, calls him. And she told me that she called him, but then she lied and goes, oh, I called him. I just left a voicemail message because I just want to smooth things out. This is her exact word, smooth things out. I said, are you fucking kidding me? But then later on, the truth came out that no, they actually called and they had talked a few times. Just like that first month, and when she was off and on fucking both of us, you know, she said that, and this gets me. She doesn't consider it cheating because we weren't technically together, whatever that means. When you tell somebody that you are in love with them and you're staying at their house and you're being intimate, I kind of consider that cheating. When you go fuck his best friend in a backseat of your car like a cheap slut, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of, I don't know. There's not a big gray area there, but for some reason she thinks that was cool. And her words for that were, oh, I was single and horny. Get over it. Now, if you think that is a good excuse, please definitely comment on the video below. Because, oh, I was single and horny, get over it. That made my heart drop. And you know what? I should have just picked it up off the floor, put it back in my pocket, and walked, but I didn't. The girl, so she does that. She calls him back for some strange reason, and our relationship was going good. It makes no fucking sense. She does that anyway to smooth things out. And she'll say, we all should just be friends. Dude, are you fucking talking? What are you talking about? If I see this guy, I'm probably going to punch him in the face. What? You want to be all three of us be friends? What? What is this? What are you talking about? Anyway, so a few more months go on. We broke up. We broke up because I have a hard time getting over the fact of, oh, I was single, I was horny, get over it. I just want to smooth things out. I had a hard time getting over that. And, you know, I mean, I progressively got more verbally abusive because I couldn't get over it, because she would never accept responsibility for it, you know. Which makes it hard, because if you're going to get over something like that, you need the other person to actually feel and express remorse. And if they can't or they won't, how can you forgive them if they don't even make an attempt to say that they're sorry and they know they fucked up and it'll never happen again? Although she did say that he was a disgusting piece of shit and she never wants to talk to him again, but then out of the blue she calls him to smooth things out. Okay, so as soon as we break up, this is several months later, she goes right back to him immediately, like within a matter of days. And allegedly they haven't talked since then, but we know this is bullshit. And she gets a restraining order on me. All right. All right. Yeah, I got drunk one night and sent her a bunch of nasty text messages calling her a slut and whatever. And, you know, but she's done the same thing to me. So it's kind of like, you know, she called me a pathetic excuse for a man, and da da da, I hate you, blah blah blah, fuck you. You know, this was a mutual thing when we fought at this point. And then she went right back to him, and then it's like, oh, I just saw him like a couple times. Then it was like, oh, actually, oh no, with him for 2 weeks. Oh, actually, I just hugged him. Oh, actually, I just kissed him. It's like, wait a minute. This is a guy that you were sucking and fucking in the backseat of your car like a cheap prom date, and you expect me to fucking believe this? And that's her story. She's sticking to it. And then she wonders why I have trust issues with her. And, you know, it's my fault. I'm fucking 40 years old. I'm dealing with somebody who's 29, who's never lived outside of her house, been sheltered, has a job with some weird fucking dude. Although I like the dude, there's something missing in this relationship that I'm unaware of, because he just lets her do as she pleases. She schedules to work at 11. She can come in at 2. She can call in sick. He just keeps putting up with it, which gears start turning. There's something amiss there. She has keys to his apartment. Yeah, but either way, that's her business with him. That doesn't really have anything to do with me. But my point is this is a woman. I'm dealing with a woman who's not only bipolar, who suffers from morbid jealousy. I've had to block her on my Facebook because she will go through all of my posts, all of my comments, all of my friends' posts, any attractive girl, all of her comments. And if I had made like a comment saying like, oh, you're looking great, or oh, you're so sexy, even if it was from years ago, because I have not done that since I was with this most recent girlfriend, then it's like, who is she? Are you fucking her? Do you want to fuck her? Is she better looking than me? Da-da-da. Ah! And she explodes. Her head like literally explodes. Why do you love me? Why do you want to be with me? Are my tits not big enough? Ah! It's called morbid jealousy. If you look it up, it's a very bipolarism. Morbid jealousy is a very common symptom for bipolar people. And that's a deal breaker in a relationship. You can't be in a relationship with somebody who constantly questions. And you know, I mean, I'm not like bragging here, but it's like, I'm fairly well known on social media. I've got 50,000 YouTube subscribers between both my channels. I've got over 35 million video views. I've got like close to like, I don't know, my limit on Facebook for friends, been on Comedy Central, gone to conferences, done lectures. I'm fairly well known. And so of course, there's going to be girls that compliment me and be like, hey, you're handsome. You know what? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. And I appreciate the compliments because I like to be told that I'm handsome or whatever, and it's not like, hey, come over to my house and fuck me. Here's my number and my address. That's a little bit different. But, this girl's so insecure and suffers from this morbid jealousy, insecurities, bipolarism that I have to explain to her who this girl is that I don't even know that posted a heart on one of my fucking pictures from 3 fucking years ago. Years before I even knew this girl. I gotta explain that, and then it's like, did you fuck her? Do you want to fuck her? Is she prettier than me? It's like, are you fucking stupid? This is coming from a girl. And when I say girl, I don't mean that to be derogatory towards women, because she's 29, but she acts like she's 14. And she's been so sheltered in her mental issues. She might as well be fucking 14. I have to explain this to her like, okay, one of my 4,000 Facebook friends said that I was handsome or that I was sexy, and now I have to sit here and ruin this night because you're saying that I'm fucking other girls and asking me if she's prettier than me, if you would fuck her. Are you planning on fucking her? If you could that was my favorite question. If we weren't together, would you fuck her? It's like, what the fuck does it fucking matter? Like, if we weren't together, would you fuck her? And I hope all of you watching this don't have to deal with that. Your morbid jealousy, bipolarism, where you get calls in the middle of the night saying, I love you. Please don't ever leave me. I want to spend my life with you. I want to have a family with you. And then within a matter of hours, with you not saying or doing anything, then it's like, you fucking piece of shit. You disgusting excuse for a man. And it's like, what happened? I don't know. So I guess this video has gone off and on. So yeah, but I'm finally done with her. I'm done. She sabotages everything. I can't stay at her house because she was stupid enough to tell her family I was a Satanist, who are extremely religious. She can't stay here because of the cops and the restraining order incidents, although the restraining order has been dismissed. Whatever. The fact that that was there in the first place was bullshit. The fact that there's been cops that have come to my door. Yeah, it's just over. It's over. You give somebody so many chances. And they just can't change. I believe that she thinks she loves me, and I believe that she does want to be with me, but her emotional issues make that impossible. Makes it impossible because I'm not going to be with somebody who makes me miserable. I'm not going to be with somebody who sabotages our relationship intentionally around every fucking corner. I've lost 2 jobs already, and I'm working on a 3rd one because of her fucking craziness. Blowing up my phone, showing up to my work, and I mean, should you have to block your girlfriend on Facebook? That's kind of fucked up. Like, I blocked a lot of people for being trolls and fucking douches, but your own girl? It's like, I want people to see that I'm with her and that I love her, which, by the way, I still do have love for her. I just know that she's a fucking psychotic lunatic and that it's never going to work. So, time to move on. But I mean, How fucked up is that? That you have to block the woman that you're with because she will cyber stalk you to the point where any comment might as well have been an hour ago. Some attractive chick could post a fucking comment. I'm sorry, a picture of herself. And I could say, hey, you're looking good, sexy. It makes people feel good, you know? And I do that. And you know what? If I'm single, which I have been up until, 10 months ago, who cares? Like, okay, so what? This guy complimented this girl on her dress. And then, and then she's like, who's that bitch? You two will talk to her. Do you want to fuck her? Are you fucking her? Did you fuck her? What? It's like, no, stop. You know, people with those types of mental illnesses should not be allowed to be on social media outlets because it combs through all of my YouTube videos, all of my fucking Facebooks going back to years of posts. Like, I don't even know how fucking super crazy and obsessed you are that you would spend the time on your cell phone, not even a computer, combing through years of fucking comments, posts, pictures, combing through my friends' post pictures, seeing if I talked to them or if I complimented some hot chick fucking back in 2012. I don't even know how you would do that, And then, you always get that fucking question. So many women have you had sex with? It's like, you know what? None of your fucking business. I have never asked you how many guys you've had sex with. I do know that you were fucking my best friend off and on throughout part of our relationship. That I do know. But I don't ask you because it's none of my fucking business. And that was before I met you. All I'm concerned about is from here on out. But that wasn't good enough for her. And so she threw a temper tantrum and accuses me of cheating on her and all this shit. It's fucking stupid. When you know you're dealing with somebody who's mentally that unstable, and you're dealing with somebody who has the emotional maturity of a 14-year-old, literally, and I'm not even joking with you. Like, I've never been with somebody this well. Okay, that's not quite true. I've only been with one or two people that have had this level of fucking insanity. Okay, and I'm not perfect by any means. I'm not saying I'm the ideal boyfriend. Yes, I'm an alcoholic. I can get drunk and fucking be nasty to you. Well, not physically, but I can call you a slut because you are. Uh, you know. eh. But yeah, this is a rare example, and it's a very good learning experience. This is the last terrible relationship I'm ever going to be in. I wasted a good 8 months of my life with this person. I've ignored all the red flags, which there have been so many. Started from the very first couple hours we met when she was, fucking my friend in the backseat of her car. Started from lies, started from her cheating. Guess what? Tigers don't change their stripes. And this is what I have learned from this experience. The best way to predict future occurrences is to look at past occurrences from their behavior. So she cheats and lies to you before, she'll do it again. Thanks for letting me rant. I know a lot of you are going to think that this is low class to air your dirty laundry. But as you know, I didn't mention anybody's name, anybody specific. Some of you people that I'm personal friends with will know what I'm talking about. But that doesn't matter because they've already heard this 100 times. Guys, if those red flags come up, girls too, if those red flags come up, tigers don't change your stripes. Get out. If that morbid jealousy, bipolarism, You know, it's a fucking death sentence to a relationship. And I'm sorry for those of you who may be watching that are actually diagnosed with bipolarism. There are different levels of it, and it can be controlled to some degree with medication, therapy, counseling, and shit like that. So don't take that as a personal attack. I'm not talking about you. I'm talking about somebody who suffers from severe bipolarism, depression, anxiety, morbid jealousy, severe self-esteem issues, daddy issues, insecurities. Oh yeah, and by the way, my friend she would have been 28 and he would have been 45. Daddy issues, anyone's? Be careful of those girls.